Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Trouble Free. In today's video I'm going to explain you about the template pattern, which is the last but one in the design patterns. The next is visitor pattern. So with that we are going to complete this playlist of design patterns successfully. So template pattern is again one of the behavioral pattern, and before that let me tell you something. Only few, very less, I can say 10%. So 10% of the people are posting negative comments, especially about this design patterns playlist, but still that's okay. I can understand that you people are not able to understand and you don't have any other way to show your frustration, and that's completely fine. But I am trying my best to make you understand, but still if I'm failing, I'm really sorry for that, and I hope it is helping at least 50% of the people. If it is helping, that is more than enough for me, because my intention is to help people, that's all. So let's get into the video now. So first intent, the template method will allow subclasses to redefine in the sense already some steps are defined, and to redefine them again, to redefine certain steps of an algorithm without changing the structure of algorithm. Very simple. The template method will allow the subclasses to redefine, that is already they have some existing definition and you want to redefine that, you want to change the definition, okay, of certain steps of an algorithm without changing the structure of the algorithm. The original structure of the algorithm is not changed, but some steps, some steps are redefined, that's all. So now let us see what is the motivation. See, actually what do you mean by template? I have to say it in the beginning of the video itself, I'm sorry for that. What do you mean by the word template? A blueprint, a format, a plan, or a design, or a layout, whatnot, right? So you know what a template is. So a format or a blueprint, you can say. So once you have defined a format or a blueprint or a layout or a design, whatever it is, then you can directly use it, right? It need not be designed every time. Suppose you are planning to for example, let us take the example of design patterns itself. So in the starting I have made a video about describing design patterns, right? So from that video onwards I am following the same pattern for all the design patterns, that is first intent, then motivation, then applicability, then structure, then participants, then consequences, implementation, then known users, like that. For each and everything I am following the same process, right? If you can observe, right? So in the same way here also in template pattern also we are going to define a template. So we are going to define a layout which will be followed each and every time, that's all. Simple. You have to link it to the real-time template, okay? It will define an algorithm in base class. You know what a base class is, right? Using abstract operations, and you know what abstraction is, hiding the implementation part. So hiding the implementation part is abstraction. It defines an algorithm in the base class using some abstract operations that subclasses will override to provide the concrete behavior. Concrete behavior is nothing but no abstract methods you'll have. See, here you're having abstraction where you are hiding the implementation details, and then you are defining an algorithm in the base class through which you the subclasses of this base class can override that in order to provide the concrete behavior. Concrete behavior in the sense you will not have any abstract methods, right? Got it? Abstract class or abstract behavior in the sense you may or may not have abstract methods in that, but in case of concrete you will not have any abstract methods. Got it? So that is the difference between the abstract and concrete. So the main motivation, if you are confused about this part, leave it. Just remember this first part where you are designing a template or a blueprint and you are following that each and every time you go, each and every time you define an algorithm, or each and every time you define a class. Got it? That's all. Very simple. So now let us see what is the applicability. You know what applicability is, right? In which situations you can use this. When you want to implement the invariant parts of an algorithm for one time, that is defining a template for a one time and leave the behavior to the subclasses. That is, you are just defining the outline, or outline you are defining, and you are leaving the behavior to the subclasses. That is, according to the subclasses requirement they can design the behavior. You are just giving them a format, and according to that format, based on the requirement of the subclasses, they can define whatever they want. In that case is you can use this template pattern, okay, to implement the invariant parts. You know what is variant, right? and here it is invariant paths of an algorithm for one time, that is which will not change simply. And to control the subclass extensions, and when you want to control the extensions of the subclasses, you can then use this template pattern. Got it? Now after that you have structure and participants, and in structure and participants, you know what you have to do. You have to first draw this, then you need to again write the heading as participants, and then you need to define what is abstract class and what is concrete class. Okay, so in structure and participants we have two classes, just a simple structure. We have only two classes, one is the abstract class and the other is the concrete class. Now what abstract class will do, what concrete class will do, let us see. This abstract class, it will implement a template method which will define the skeleton of an algorithm. Again, skeleton is nothing but the template. Okay, here you have so many words: template, format, outline, layout. Okay, it is like English vocabulary test but that's okay, don't worry. So abstract class is nothing but it will implement the template method. And what this template method will do, it will define the skeleton of an algorithm, or you can say the template or the format of an algorithm. Got it? Now what the concrete class will do, it will also do implementation part only. It will implement the primitive operations. Okay, so the primitive operations that are to be classified in that are to be carried out in the subclasses, those primitive operations which are to be carried out in the subclasses are implemented by this concrete classes. Okay, you can say specific steps of an algorithm. Okay, like for this subclass, this specific operation, so all the subclasses will not be the same, right? So these particular operations which are specific to a particular subclasses will be implemented with the help of these concrete classes. And what do you mean by primitive? Primitive in the sense basic, which are not derived, right? You know what derived data types and primitive data types in C, right? So the same way, primitive in the sense it is something basic which is not derived from anything else. Okay, got it? Now what are the consequences of this pattern? Let us see. It leads to an inverted control structure. Got it? And this is also sometimes called as the Hollywood principle. So what do you mean by this is, don't call us, we will call you, right? This Hollywood principle implies that don't call us, we will only call you. So I will again explain you in detail what is that. See, it will show that how a parent class will call the operations of a subclass only, but not of the other classes. Which means if you are having a parent class, then this parent class will call the operation only of its subclasses, but not the subclasses or the parent classes of the other classes. Got it? So this is what Hollywood principle or inverted control structure means. Okay, next, it is important in template method to describe which operations are hooks and which operations are abstract. So what do you mean by hooks and what do you mean by abstract? Simple. Hooks is nothing but the operations which may be overridden. May, that is may, or it's your wish, you can override them or you can leave them. But whereas what do you mean by the abstract operations, they must be overridden. Got it? So it is important in template method to describe which operations may be overridden and which operations must be overridden. You have to show that, you have to describe that. Got it? Next, let us move to the implementation. In implementation, you will be using the access control from C++. Access control from C++ is nothing but in C++ you have access specifiers, right? Private, public, protected, and so on. So like that you will be having the access control, you will be using that access specifiers from C++, and you have to minimize the primitive operations. Number of primitive operations should be minimized as much as possible. Got it? And naming conventions also. So naming conventions in the sense you need to add some prefixes in order to identify the primitive operations. Got it? So naming conventions also should be followed. Why? In order to identify the primitive operations. How do you identify the primitive operations? By using some prefixes. Got it? So this is about the implementation. You are using access control from C++ and you are minimizing the primitive operations, and in order to identify the primitive operations you have to use some naming conventions like adding some prefixes and all. Got it? So as usual, after implementation, let us move to the known uses. As I already say, as I always say in known uses, see, it is not always possible to remember all those things, right? You can simply remember, like, it can be used in case of, like, whatever you have done, you have written in applicability, based on that some real-time examples you can write. Okay, that's not a matter. And moving over to the related patterns, factory and strategy are the related patterns to this template pattern. Got it? So this is all about the template pattern, and that's all for this video. In the next coming video, I'll be explaining about visitor pattern. So with that, we will be completing the design patterns, and next I will be starting another subject. So thanks for watching the video till the end, and if you're still having any doubts apart from what I've explained in the video, let me know in the comment section. I'll definitely try to reply it for sure. And thanks for watching, and yeah, that's all. Let's meet up in the next coming